Coming up next, Weeknight with Ellie Muller. That's right, it's coming up next on the one and only Nick at Night. When late night TV breaks, we fix it. From the gorgeous YouTube Dog Show, and yes, we do grow tomatoes here. Wait a minute, why did I say that? Never mind. It's Weeknight with Ellie Muller, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the man who is going to talk about tomatoes tonight. Oh, now the first part of the opening introduction makes sense. He is the one and only Mr. Ellie Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. My name is Ellie Muller. What's up? Theme song was composed by Dr. Mathis Piano, and Troy's gaming spot is Weeknight Update Storyteller. And they are two of our Shoutout Spotlight websites. Along with E-Web, the Dragon Ball over 2004. Hopefully she'll return to this program very, very soon. Pierre Kelly, GD Cube, YouTuber aka GD Cube, Alex K's Toon Zone, Candy Bar Tunes, Bob Corley, Vigilant Media, Lola Core, Wisest Chris Sports, all three we do attack, tall three be upset, small three be active, and Tanker Train Rail Fan. Please check all of those people out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to find out what's up. Here we go. What's up with tomatoes? They're healthy and red. By the way, a tomato is a fruit. You're welcome. Now, here's how you break tomatoes down for your tomato sauce. Get a box grater and shred those tomatoes. Wow, that's easy. And here's a tip. Do not prune your tomatoes when they are wet. Why? Well, the fungal spores will spread and bacterial diseases will get worse with water. Wow. That will make a doctor yell, huh? Okay, it's time for another top 8 list. MP, Pink Cat, let's go. Boss, fast category, top 8 things that tomatoes can't do. Number 8, talk. Number 7, eat. Number 6, walk. Number 5, run. Number 4, sing. Number 3, shake hands. Number 2, whistle. And number 1, howl. Okay, that was just a load of common sense. Yeah, I know. That wasn't even funny. It just made sense. Yeah, I know. Let's move on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, boys. Thanks a lot. You know, it's our hashtag week update, hashtag Ellie Muller for Weeknight, hashtag Ellie Muller for adults, and hashtag fun around, and hashtag autism is awesome. Get those hashtags across social media, please. If you like this thing, subscribe and the bell, share it, and chat the comment section down below. Whatever we do, please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the in-between monologue, story, a moment for everyone, talking time, random advice, and this week's content of the week question. Remember, this is still week update, and now days you are found tonight.
And I will always love food.
Get in your favorite chair, or snuggle up with your teddy bear, or tuck yourself in and turn out the light. Time for good TV with Nick at Night.
If you think you can't afford that new carpeting today, you could be wrong, you know, because Empire makes it very easy. If you've got Visa or MasterCharge or American Express, call us. We'll have your carpet installed in 3 to 4 days. If you haven't got one of these cards, maybe you can qualify for Empire's own credit terms. They're pretty good, you know. no installment payment for 60 days. So, pick a card, any card. 588-2300 Empire. And call us.
Hi, I'm Terry Lee Johnson. Join me as I host Curtain Going Up, the show that gives you previews of all your cable services for the month. The movies, the romance, and the comedy. Plus, I'll have profiles of Hollywood celebrities along with the latest entertainment news. Curtain Going Up lets you choose the programs you want to see, from the great sporting events to music concerts, from Broadway shows to nature series. I'll show this and more every month on Curtain Going Up.
Welcome back to Weeknight Update. And now, guess what? It's time for the in-between monologue. Here we go. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, we are talking about tomatoes right now. For those of you who have been paying attention, then please forgive me for repeating myself. I just want everyone to know that we are talking about tomatoes right now. Tomatoes have vitamin C and potassium. They can reduce the risk of stroke, lower your cholesterol, and improve your blood flow. That means that you will be able to live long enough to experience true love. Cool. You can make so many things with tomatoes. Tomato sauce, ketchup, a special pasta bake with the sun-dried tomatoes, and a few other meals. One of the few tomato products that has not been invented yet is the tomato bed. That's right, the tomato bed does not exist. You know what we call that joke? A tomato bomber. Don't ask me why I called that a tomato bomber, but you know, that's what it is. Now let's move on. Now, tomatoes are very good for your immune system. Well, you know what they say, if your immune system is strong, then you can have sex with your lover all night long. Finally, tomatoes are often called love apples because of their aphrodisiac qualities. But nobody knows for sure if they can make you and your lover happy. Well, I will say this. If a man can get a woman pregnant in 2026, then it'll be because of a dinner that includes a few tomatoes. Who am I kidding? Here's another installment of Toy Story, huh?
Hey guys, Tori Mullins here, and welcome back to Tori's Story. And so the next story I'm going to tell you is all about tomatoes. And here's the story. It is hard to imagine that Italy or Spain had no interest in tomatoes. Not even so long ago, tomato can be traced back to the Incas, though reportedly less beloved than tomatillo, who cultivated it in the Indies of South America. Tomato was first brought to Europe along with other New World plants like corn and potatoes by Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. This fruit, which the Aztecs called Matzo meeting round fruit was to fortune to Europeans, says Giulia Marinelli, a guide to the Museo del Pomodoro, that Italians weren't even sure which part of the plant was meant to be eaten. It was considered poisonous by many. Being in the nightshade family, along with bell peppers, potatoes, eggplants, and belladonna, some very poisonous, might have contribute to that belief in Europe in the 17th. Tomatoes, even in the 17th, tomatoes even in the 1700s, in the 17th, tomatoes even got the nickname the poison apple, after the natural acid of the tomato reacted with the plate made of pewter at the time and an alloy of tin and lead, a reaction that made many people sick and unwell. In their eyes, the only culprit was the suspected poison apple, and for the longest time, tomato got no respect and no love. It wasn't food. Some even went so far as to refuse to touch or handle tomatoes for fear that they might be cursed. Fast forward to English and French, who labeled the tomato love apple or pommes d'amour. Why they labeled it like that is up for decision, but it could be due to some alleged aphrodisiac properties, or due to its resemblance to the human heart. William Alexander concludes that it might be much simpler than that. Pomodoro was heard by foreigners as something like pom amoro, love apple. End of story. The end. So I hope you like that story, and stay tuned where I do the next story. Bye, guys!
Thanks a lot, Tori. Now, let's have a moment for everyone. Alright, this whole debate about whether a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable is really getting on my last nerve. I don't want that debate to go on for another minute. So I'm going to tell you why the tomato is a fruit before we move on. So I'm going to tell you why the tomato is a fruit before we move on with the rest of the show. Is that cool with you? Good. Now, the tomato is a fruit because it grows and develops from the flower of a plant. It's also a fruit because it has seeds. Now here's the kicker. Alright, some of the other plants that you thought were vegetables are fruits too. That's right. And it's all because of what I just said. Peppers, squash, eggplant, and avocados are all fruits as well. I truly hope that you will remember that because it's definitely important. My, oh my. You know what? Let's just have a little talking time, huh? All right, let's talk about how you can have fresh tomato sauce with the tomatoes that you have grown in your garden. All right, listen to this, all right? Apparently, what you do is you grab a box grater and then you shred the tomatoes. Once you do that, you should have some tomato sauce. At least that's what this article says. Some people think that a food processor would help you out. No. Because according to this article, people who use food processors for tomato sauce and get hurt. Oh boy. Oh boy. You gotta be careful. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, you should never prune a tomato after watering your tomatoes. Because if you do, then the fungal and bacterial diseases will spread. And when they do, you will get sick. And apparently, the fungal spores that will pop up when you try to prune a tomato will spread. Not just to other tomatoes, but other plants as well. And you should never prune your tomatoes early in the morning either. Yeah. The reason why is because you want the dew drops from overnight to dry. And if you prune the tomatoes early in the morning, then you will have bigger fungal spores. Yeah, okay. That was a lot to take in. How about some random advice for the world, huh? remember the tomatoes, then you know how to be helped. Someone asks you why tomatoes are important, and you would sound intelligent if you say, a tomato is a fruit. So there you go. If you're trying to ask your crush out on a date, then your crush will be naked in front of you if you give your crush some tomatoes. And finally, tomatoes will always make you feel happy. So if you ever feel sad, then eat a few tomatoes. You'll cure up in no time. Now, let's go over this week's Count of the Week question because it's an interesting question. It's very, very interesting. Listen to this. If you could make a gourmet meal with 2 limes, 3 tomatoes, 4 potatoes, a lot of sugar, and 5 cups of coffee, then what would you make and how would it taste? Go over to the post section for YouTube channel page and answer that question as honestly and as thoughtfully as you can. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night, folks. That's the news, and I'm out skis 4x4.
Get in your favorite chair, or snuggle up with your teddy bear, or tuck yourself in and turn out the light. Time for good TV with Nick at